looking very chirpy today, as to be honest, they always do. I don't think I've really ever seen them looking so down on themselves, to be honest. But we'll see from this. On their first ban coming out will be Zed, Ari taken away, Vayne taken away. So I guess that kind of answers our questions as to whether we're going to see those highly contested champions going out early.
The question for me still remains, what does Lemondogs feel is a priority first pick? We know that they like to counter pick once they've seen champions being locked in, as far as Nukeduck and Zoro are concerned. But I would definitely say the likes of a Sona and a Fiddle for your support, maybe first pick. Whether or not MYM feel either of those are ban-worthy, that's going to be the question now.
Well, let's see. Lissandra taken out here. Obviously, Nukeduck has played that one as well as Zoro as well. So Shen, that's another one removed. Don't want Kuban, don't want Makata even. He's the one that's really had that with Meet Your Makers. Played it a lot in the jungle as well as. So final ban here for Meet Your Makers coming down. Will they leave the likes of that Twisted Fate open? They're going to ban Elise first of all. Dexter has played a mean Elise. Let's not forget that one in the jungle.
And talking about Dexter as well, Dexter and Makata also share a lot of junglers. Nautilus has been a fan for both of them. Jarvan has been a fan for both of them. So Lemondogs favoring the jungle pick, denying that from Makata, who has played it already twice this season, and also securing that one for Dexter.
So let's have a look on the other side then. Meet Your Makers. And Kuban here, who's got the most animate eyebrows out of any player. I've noticed this over the weeks. You can pretty much read his mind just by looking at his eyebrows. Look at him. He knows exactly what's going on. And it is going to be a Caitlyn Nami lane locked in here for MY.
So that is a change. That's something that we haven't seen super often. It's trending towards the powerful picks. And that definitely says that they maybe want to go, or says they want to go for 2v2 lane and just get the immense range of Caitlyn and Nami to either control it. Alternatively, if they swap, it'll be for a hard tower push.
So right now, Zoro, I'm guessing here, Zoro has played a lot of Ken. Most played champion along with Rise, played it 6 times. Won 4 of those games. That's going to be locked in Vim. Thresh. Well, it's Thresh, isn't it? I mean, pretty much every single support right now knows and can bring that Thresh top level to the table. Locked in there for the Lemondogs. So what are Meet Your Makers going to go for now? I mean, the mid lanes, unless that Kennen obviously lands there, are pretty much still open.
My assumption here would be for a jungle and top lane, and I think they may want to leave their mid laner for counter picking. And I wouldn't be surprised to maybe even see a Rise could be a combo in there. It's something that we've seen Kuban playing a number of times. Maybe Nautilus jungle. It's something that Makata does trend towards. He's played it 8 times, and it does look like he's going that way.
Look at that little smile. He's like, yeah. I come back from North America and I've learned all of Jack's secrets. No problem. So, what are Lemondogs going to go with? Kog'Maw. Now, that'd be an interesting one. Definitely not up there in Tabs' 3 biggest played, but Vayne was in there. Caitlyn's already been taken for him, so maybe they're looking for that late game dominance that they could get out of the Kog'Maw, and Twisted Fate being hovered over, but that's totally available to be countered here.
So the thing I like about a Kog'Maw, if it does go that way, all right, we'll let them decide before I chat more. What you've got is a synergy between Cataclysm, Slicing Maelstrom, and the box for Thresh, Kennen, and Jarvan. If they're all locked in the same place, not only can they not get out of the Cataclysm, when it drops, they can't get out without being slowed. They're going to be perma-stunned. So the Kog'Maw is a safe pick in that regard because you have that huge area of effect. Just stay where you are. Kog'Maw needs to kill you kind of thing. So there's less pressure on Tabs to be positionally correct. And that is even more complemented by the fact that Nukeduck's Twisted Fate can jump into the back of the fight. He can jump around. He's got the destiny to join as and when he wants to once the other 3 have dived in.
On the other hand, Cataclysm going down first could prove a little bit dangerous for them. We'll have to see how that one goes. I mean, this is a top team in the European LCS we're talking about right now. Final pick for Meet Your Makers was the Karthus. We've seen Charu heading up with Karthus. This is obviously Karthus has been around in the league since forever. I can't tell you the exact date, but it's a long time, let me tell you that. And Charu has always been a big fan of this Karthus pick.
Now, I love that pick against the exact combo that we've just talked about. If he does get locked in, a Cataclysm locked in the box, he's fine with that. He's going to pop his Defile on. He wants to die. He wants you to dive on him and then allow all of the AoE along with the Tidal Wave and the Rise AoE to crush down your opponents. We've got a double AP comp from both of these teams now, and it has been trending up recently, but it's not often that we see double AP against double AP, so it's going to be an exciting one to watch.
Well, we're going to get into this one in a second. As we said, polar opposites in the table right now. Lemondogs in first, Meet Your Makers in last, but there's just not really that much difference between them. And someone actually asked me on Twitter, don't you ever get bored of talking about the standings? Now, normally, yes, I get incredibly bored by talking about the standings over and over again. In fact, I don't want to talk about them all usually, but right now, they are so ridiculously close that you have to talk about them. That's the entire story around the league right now. This is, these are teams that are fighting to be in the World Playoffs come the end of the year, or on the other hand, fighting to be in the LCS come Season 4. This is incredible on both ends of the scale that it is so close right now.
If Meet Your Makers is able to secure a victory here, they're only 2 games away from tying up with Evil Geniuses as far as the 6th place is concerned and actually making it into a playoff spot. So it's 2 or 3 games that differentiate these teams right now. And MYM smiles across the board. They're looking pretty happy as far as they're concerned, and we'll have to see if they can make that count in-game.
And I apologize for giving you the info on Kuban's eyebrows, because now you've seen him, you'll never unsee them. They are incredible things. So, here we go then in-game with Lemondogs versus Meet Your Makers. And let's talk again about level 1, because it's actually, we could just play what we said about level 1 in the last game here, the likes of the Thresh Hook and the Aqua Prison out of Nami.
I do feel like the MYM level 1 is going to be stronger if you do add into the account the Dredge Line and a Rune Prison. If they wanted to skill those abilities, it's going to be very powerful and lock people up. But I do think we're just going to see another slow start. MYM just getting some vision down, and you can see Lemondogs using that Demacian standard for vision. I'm going to just try maybe get some deep wards down.
Kuban off to the bottom side of this one. Lemondogs are going in for this one, and see what they can do. They've, on the other side, they might have almost got 3 wards in a sense here that they can always get vision from that Karthus lay waste going through. And Lemondogs have gone through on towards a blue buff, and they're all going to recall.
Because of how quickly they went, it was purely a warding excursion. They only wanted to travel around, get vision, and back off. The one thing that is interesting to note is that's a pink ward on the blue buff from Lemondogs. So MYM, they could counter pink this if they wanted to deny vision, and it does look like they've done that.
Yep, taken away completely. Nice decision from Libic there to get that one down on a plate. Tribush going to be checked there, all empty, so there we go. And then we see Makata, most played champion up until now is his Nautilus. This will be his 9th time, won 3 games with it up until now. That could, of course, be 4 by the end of this one. So let's have a look at some early lane switches possibly coming in from this one. We see Cogmore and Thresh on the top side of the map here for Lemondogs, looking like they go top against Rise.
So what we do see is that MYM, they did want to, have that straight-up matchup of the 2v2. The low-level advantage that Tidecaller's Blessing plus Caitlyn offers is so powerful against a Cogmore with no natural escapes. And Cog really needs some levels in that Bioarcane Barrage before he's able to chunk you down and maybe pick up some kills. It does look like that Lemondogs, because they've got such great vision on the bottom half of the map, they see Makata moving, and they're going to steal the red buff.
And Makata going straight over to the red here, already predicting that this one would go down as it has. Thanks to being a lot quicker in there, thanks to the help of Mithy to get things going. And that will be the end of that one. Makata's going to be taking that one away. And finally, he does see Libby coming in there and saying, guys, I could probably do with a little bit of help getting this one down. And that's exactly what will happen.
So this little level 3-man tower dive is something that we do see from time to time, but it has fallen off in favor recently. You can see that Tabs is pushing the wave as quickly as possible. Dexter not wasting time. He's at least picking up the double golems. As you can see, Makata stealing away the Wraith Camp. I want to see whether or not Dexter's brave enough to make this dive under the tower.
Well, I'm not sure about that one. I mean, the thing is, as we said before the game, Mithy has come into this team and become like the brain of the team almost. So wouldn't surprise me to see something pre-calculated like this one as Kuban actually comes in. Dexter stops the recall, goes off onto him, so Kuban's at least going to be denied experience and farm from this lane right now. Well, Meet Your Maker's doing the same, as we are going to see the exhaust going on to Zoro. He's falling very low. Dredge Line actually connects. Final auto attack comes in. First blood for Meet Your Makers and Makla.
Very well played. Libic took the tower aggression. He was taking all of those hits, surviving long enough. Makata only hit 1. Now they've got enough of a wave here to get this tower down. If we flick over to the top lane, you can see that Tabs as well as Mithy, they're just trying to deny CS from their opponents. Kuban still only level 2. He's backed away. The first tower's going to fall in favor of Lemondogs.
Yeah. trying to get rid of as much CS as they can. Charu and Nukedog having a little bit of an altercation, and of course it is Nukedog that's really putting down the pressure there. And in the end, first story it went to Meteor Makers. They were a little bit quicker with that one, but Minions in the top lane will finish it off and bring us to 1-1. And look at this, it's almost a repeat of what we saw in the last game, with the duo lane being closer to Dragon, getting the tower down early and going in for that Dragon kill.
They've got a numbers advantage here, which is going to play into their favor. The fact that they've got a tower and a kill in their name is definitely going to help them out. Tower goes down. Even though Dexter's got you to put a ward down, he's just going to have to cry himself a river because it's gone, I'm afraid.
Yeah. Numbers advantage. Got me confused there. I was thinking along the lines of, well, yep, there's only one Dragon. My mind works in interesting ways sometimes, let's put it that way. As Nukedog here got himself a bit of time alone after that Dragon was picked up. Karthus going home now, picking himself up that tier to get that one all stacking up nicely. Which, now, as we said before, just to reiterate that so you guys know exactly where we are in terms of patches, because of course on live you guys are a patch ahead of us at 3.10 now. That tier stacks slowly, but honestly with Karthus, you're going to be stacking constantly anyway.
Yeah, very, very powerful. It continues stacking while your Defile is on, along with any of those sort of toggleable spells, and it's just going to help him collect up as quickly as possible. We'll see whether or not he can match the Froggen level CS that was on Reddit a little while ago, 300 at 20 minutes. Currently he's falling behind, and Dex is going to look to interrupt that. If he gets a knock up here, Charu could be in trouble, but he does have a flash available. Here comes Dexter.
And there is the flash straight away from Charu. Obviously got hovered over there as Libic actually going very low here. The bubble loops are missing. Flashing. Tabs is going to pick up a kill. Nice comeback here from Lemondogs. Makler trying to put down pressure there, but as Tabs dives off into the brush, there's a lot of minions as well. Can't go too aggressive on that. And that will be a kill coming back for Lemondogs. Nicely done in that 2v2 scenario after Meteor Makers got the first blood there.
And they didn't even use the exhaust from Mithy. So that was just a straight out death sentence and flay. Caught Libic out of position, locked him up, and even though Libic got the Aqua Prism down into Tabs, it wasn't enough time for him to get away safely. So a counter kill back, and that's going to put Tabs in a very good position to at least try and even up this item deficit.
And the same goes for, you know, what we talked about a Vayne earlier on in the game, that ahead on CS, ahead in kills, or I say ahead in kills, but that's technically level right now. Tabs here, all he needs to do really is keep up with that of Caitlyn. If he's doing better, he's doing a fantastic job of things. As Mythic going to throw out the hook, not quite landing on Makler, who dodged that one nicely.
So there is one thing that does play into MYM's favor the later this game goes, is that Kog'Maw with his Bioarcane Barrage is going to outrange anybody at max rank. But while that's on cooldown, that is Makler and Libic's opportunity to strike. So the key is timing it correctly. Wait, survive the Bioarcane, back away, and then re-engage once it times out, and you've got that superior range advantage.
So, mid lane here. Let's take a little bit of a look at that one. As once again, Charu actually forced to back away. I say forced to back away. He's actually pretty full HP right now, so he just wanted to get in there, get himself another Doran's Blade. Doran's Boots, of course. And Doran's Boot?
Doran's Ring. So
it's because he bought boots at the same time. Come on, leave me alone. Doran's Boots picked up by Charu.
In 3.10, you can only buy one pair of boots. So I think that's maybe where your mind was, you know, thinking that way. We do see with that kill in advantage of Lemondogs, even though they're a Dragon down, they're only 400 gold behind. In general, they're a little bit ahead as far as CS, and that Twisted Fate passive is definitely playing into their favor. Remember, the loaded dice change has not come into effect in this game. So globally, everybody's getting that +2 gold.
Still coming in from that, and Charu gets himself a blue buff as well. Dexter now on the invade once again. Of course, he did take that first red buff away from Makata. The question is here is whether, no, Dexter obviously going to get this one, whether he can actually get the one in the bottom side of his jungle as well before Makata realizes. And Makata's actually coming up here, so Dexter should have that safe.
Yeah, it should be a safe one, and the reason for that is it's riskier for Makata to invade the red buff because of the dual lane being down there. Dexter, you know, with only a 1v1 or maybe even a 2v2 if the mid lane and top lane has come to play, it was a safer play or safer steal for him. Zoro has only got a ward in that tri-bush, and he's very overextended. He's feeling extremely confident, and as soon as I say that, he decides to back away, because that was very deep for that top laner.
Oh, that's got a bit of trouble here for Makler. Actually, will use his flash to get away there, and Bubble lands onto Mithy, but he doesn't really care about that one. They'd already started to move away from him. Dexter is going to be getting that red buff from this one. imagine he'll be feeling very much pleased with himself at this stage, and that's going to give him level 6, and of course a Cataclysm as well. We'll see if he brings that one into play here shortly.
That was well played there by Mithy. He was hiding around the corner of the wall, just a little bit out of sight, and just that slightly awkward positioning meant that Makla did get hooked. Flash is not available for Charu, and with that Cataclysm available, if Dexter decides to go in to gank that mid lane, it could actually result in a kill for him.
Well, Dexter actually did start to come up there to have a look, and Charu says, nope, gonna farm under my turret and head back towards my race and let Twisted Fate push out that lane, because I do not want to get caught in that. Meteor Maker's also replying by bringing the AD carry and support up to this middle lane. Makla taking away all that farm there from under Charu's nose, which I'm sure not going to be super happy about, but at the end of the day, he's still getting the experience in there as well, and they may look to do something on the turret here right now. There's 4 men going to be there in a second for MYM. Problem is that Lemondogs are only 1 man behind.
This is very similar to what we've seen Ultimate do in the previous game. Dragon is about to respawn. MYM stack up the numbers to try and put damage and focus onto a tower, and then they'll look to maybe roll around towards that Dragon. We'll see if the group is going to head down that way, as Cubon looks like he's coming down as well, so we can expect a fight there soon.
Yeah, Meteor Makers, they want this one. We saw them getting it early, but will Lemondogs let this one go? That's the question that we're going to see from this. Pink ward's down. Makata just trundling on through the backside of the jungle here. They've got a pink ward in the tri-bush as well, so they can clear out on that front. I know there's at least 3 of them there, and you can see that Lemondogs actually edging their entire team down as well.
So they're going to be a little bit careful. That's a lot of good damage onto Dexter, which makes his, Cataclysm attack or potential invades a lot less scary. But there is a Lantern available and a Flash, so you could see those EQ, Smite, Steal, Lantern, Escape combos coming in. As MYM, they're trying to set up a fight. They have pulled the Dragon, and it went for a little bit of a walk.
Not quite landing. There's one thing that we also often underestimate from the Kog'Maw, the fact that he can get that vision at long range, throwing his ultimate down into that as well. So we'll see if that tends to play any kind of part into things. Right now, we're going to see a bit of a dance.
So the Dragon Dance is on, and it looks like MYM are going to give a little bit of position away. This is something that happens all the time. The team on the red side tries to bait the blue team in, and all of a sudden they just apply damage to the tower. So Lemondogs shifting their focus, saying, well, if you get a Dragon, we get a tower. Towers don't respawn.
Sorry, they're just zipping away on the top side, saying, nope, you're not going to catch me up. And actually, Twisted Fate headed to the top now. Of course, Nuduk does have Destiny available to come back down. The problem that he has is that if he hits the top lane, he's not got the range to join the fight straight away at this point of things. So Meteor Maker's gonna, with that, start things off. Kog'Maw's down at the bottom lane, as well as the hook will land here on towards Makata. That's not gonna scare them. Both junglers here do have the smite available. Makata gonna get that one down, and that will be a nice second Dragon pickup of the game for MYM.
Not 100% sure what Lemondogs are thinking when they did that. Kog'Maw went down to farm the bottom lane. You pointed out that Nukeduck was going top. He did reveal himself a tiny bit, and then immediately tried to come back down. Now they've got a little bit of an HP advantage in this mid lane. The Flash Room Prison!
Oh, Mithy gonna be in all kinds of trouble from this. Charu actually picking up the kill there in the end, and that's the thing, Room Prison, you get dredge lined in there, then you get knocked up by the bubble, then the tidal waves coming over. That is a lot of time spent doing absolutely nothing, not being able to react, and now Meteor Makers might be able to put down some good pressure on the middle turret as well.
Oh, Dredgeline just misses Zora Zero and pulls Makate forward. Bubble doesn't land though. And the one thing that worked in MYM's favor is that they didn't hesitate. It's something that we've seen them do a lot of times in the past, that if they're even, they play passively. They do tend to sit on their back legs a little bit and just wait for things to happen. That definitely wasn't the case.
No, really, I mean, it was a flash engage there as well coming out from Kubon, so going even more aggressive than we're possibly expecting them to come out. And not sure what it is about Meteor Makers that Lemondogs have so struggled with. I mean, we talked about it before, this whole getting early control over things, and MYM are doing a decent job of that so far. They've taken down that one turret in the bottom lane, they've taken both dragons away up until now. So, you know, in terms of a plan that Meteor Makers will have had coming into this one, I think they're pretty much on course at this stage.
Yeah, they're doing very, very well, and they've got a team that scales fantastically as well.
Yeah.
Ryze and Karthus are just going to get more terrifying the longer this game goes, and yeah, maybe Caitlyn's not going to be able to quite deal the same amount of DPS that a Kog'Maw will. She's going to have higher sustained range, which makes her safer against a Cataclysm, against a Kennen throwing himself in there with Slicing Maelstrom. So that's going to definitely play into their favor as long as they don't get caught out. That's the key. And the key to not being caught out is getting map control, which means I think they're going to focus either the top or the middle tower down for these next couple of minutes.
Climbing there onto towards Libic. And not quite able to follow through with that one with another 3 men to back him up. He might be a coy, but can't take him down that easily.
You can't take a fish down that quickly. One hook's not enough. We do see that the Charu's down the bottom lane with that Requiem available. He's probably going to be trying to either counter the split push or maintain a presence in the team fight with the use of that global ultimate. So I think that's a smart decision from them. He's actually decided to back away, farm up that raid camp, and he's doing pretty well. The numbers are actually very close across the board, with the exception of Cubon, who is a little bit behind his opponent 0-0.
Nice Libic. Wants to stamp his ward authority on this game there, just sticking down that second pink ward, as we should say, in the middle lane, just to make sure that they got full, complete vision control of the area where both turrets are up anyway, and the minions are still streaming in. Slightly strange for me to really go for that one at this point of things, but whatever. How am I to question what Libic's thinking from this? Another hook comes out, Dredge like almost connecting there on towards Mithy as well. And one thing that we didn't really touch on here, as I wanted to before the last fight came in, is the whole countering game. You talked about Lemondogs as complete pilot on go in there composition, but on Meet Your Maker's side, you've got the depth charge from Makata, which is in a line going to knock people up. You've got that tidal wave coming straight out of there with the bubble as well. You've got Rise, who's able to lock one down, as we'll see Destiny pop to your Nukeduck, I think, just trying to get out of any harm's reach.
Nukeduck got very afraid there. As soon as Cubon was approaching him so confidently, Nukeduck thought there was more people coming in, so he was prepping that Destiny, trying to get away, waiting for the Rune Prison, and then going to time the ability afterwards. Nevertheless, the cooldown is down. They get the slow onto tabs. He manages to get the lantern away. And you can see MYM, they're still keeping up this focus in the mid lane. Charu's caught.
Oh, he is caught here, as we are going to see him flash. Actually caught inside of the Cataclysm. He's going to go down from that one. A great pull in from Lemondogs, and that's what they're going to be relying on to get things started off here, is to just single out that one target and just dive on top of him before they get to that real powerful stage where it's literally all pile on.
Mithy is definitely finding ways to make those hooks land, make sure they're important. We've seen him dodging a dredge line from Makata's Nautilus and then grabbing Charu, pulling him. We still have not seen a single Requiem at the 17-minute mark. Haven't seen Charu filling it. They've caught out Cubon.
They have caught out Cubon. They're going to go in for him as well. He will flash back from this. Dexter was the one that took most of the damage. Actually, Cubon is burning here, but not quite enough damage to take him down. But the turret won't have a similar success, and that will be the second one of the game here for Lemondogs. 0-0. Stunning up Makla here, down on that bottom turret. He's happy to exchange that damage. Nukeduck is coming down, may be able to finish off the kill. There's a flash away, flash in though, as the barrier is going to be used. Nukeduck now has the help from the team. Dexter finishes off.
Brilliant play from Lemondogs. We've seen 0-0. He didn't commit to the fight with his Slicing Maelstrom because his team was coming through the jungle. It was quite clearly saying, we've got this, back off. So they didn't expend the ultimate. It is still available for them to use if a big team fight breaks out, which could be the case as Dragon's respawning in 30 seconds.
And how much is that going to affect Meet Your Makers here? We talked about how much they love that control and how that they seem to lose the grasp of the game once they don't have that anymore. And with those 3 outer turrets down, that could be a problem for them. But 16 seconds to that Dragon spawning. They are in position. Pink wards are down. Caitlyn a little bit far away from this one. At the same time, we've got Kennen down right in the bottom lane. Twisted Fate right up top.
So the one thing that does play in their favor is that Charu on Karthus shreds single targets very, very quickly. Those little skittles that keep dropping deal a lot of damage. Dragon has just spawned and dropped it down to half already. Caitlyn is in range and Destiny is available for Nukeduck in a couple seconds time. We might see a steal from Dexter.
Well, he tried to get in there, but Makata bang on the mark there with that smite as Mithy get caught by the wall of pain, but they hook in Charu once again. Are they going to go for it? Yes, they are. Depth charge comes out. There's Cataclysm down. He will flash away as there is the Requiem. First time in the game that we've seen it come in, and Charu actually managing to get Dexter there right at the very end. That'll be a 1-for-1 plus the Dragon as well. MYM will be happy there.
Yeah, overall trade that definitely trends in favor of MYM, just getting that additional gold. They also secure their blue buff on the way out, and because Lemondogs were dropped so low from that fight, they don't want to keep attacking in this mid lane, so they're able to defend the tower as well. It was a questionable engage, and MYM got caught. It was the second time Charu's been hooked there by Mithi. He really needs to be a little bit more aware of his positioning to avoid that from continuing to happen.
Well, his first time Requiem, you can correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think we've seen a teleport now at all. Maybe one that was used earlier to get him back into the lane, but
I don't even think that was the case.
It's certainly not made that much of an impact with him as well, but he has in the past gone this way as well and just used it in that late game stage to be really making an impact, but we'll have to see if he can actually really do that with the Karthus.
Yeah, and he did the exact same thing against Lemondogs when he was playing Syndra. He held onto his teleport. Now, admittedly, he was winning his lane against Nukeduck pretty convincingly, and he just didn't need it or didn't use it at all. I think he used it to move into lane once throughout the course of the game. And it's just that Charu needs to get more deep wards. So you can see there's some in and around the red buff area of Lemondogs. And if there is more vision on the Lemondogs side, that's when the opportunities to teleport in from behind, combo it with their solo laners, can work in their favor.
There's that next red buff going down. Only the first one, and I say the first one really, that was of course Makato stealing away the red buff from the other side. It's the single one that they've managed to pick up in this game until this 20-minute mark that we've actually hit here. Still super close though in terms of the gold, thanks to those dragons.
Yeah, a couple of wards difference. That's what separates these two teams right now. And I think that MYM are going to now stack and start pushing the top lane. The way that they continue to focus the mid lane tower for the last sort of 5 or so minutes, I think they want to try and get that last outer tower down in the top lane and then start to take some more map control down. So we'll see if they can put themselves in a position when they're not being forced back by the Lemondogs stack.
Well, MYM with the Oracle on Libic, just trying to get that vision back there, as mentioned earlier on. So see what happens now. And Charu actually probably had a bit of a heart attack there when he saw them coming around the corner for him, and then just realized, all right, there's only 2 of them. They're not going for me just yet. They're just doing their general rounds at this point, by the looks of it. Nukeduck is just waiting at this stage. So whether he's going to be thinking about getting in there with Destiny or just waiting for that wave to push back his way and get a bit of extra gold before he goes on remains to be seen.
I think Nukeduck's going to be sticking to the split push strat. He's picked up a Lich Bane first, which is going to allow him to move faster, clear waves a little quicker, more importantly, put more damage to towers. And the fact that Charu's got teleport up and has been spending so much time in this bottom lane solo, I also think that's part of the reasoning for that. Keep control of Karthus. Both of you have got this sort of teleport global presence, and you can see the rest of MYM feeling like they weren't under pressure. They tried to get some positional in that top lane.
Have a look at Lemondogs here, very aggressive, actually going towards this middle turret now. We're going to see Destiny coming out there on towards Charu. Let's get hit there by the wall of pain, but the rest of Lemondogs are in there. That turret already down to half HP. Meaty Makers have to fight or lose.
So they do manage to...
Not the game. Let me point that out.
They've lost minions for the time being, and MYM, they missed their opportunity to get into lane. Tower goes down without any form of contention from MYM. They tried to take a tower in the top lane, backed off, ended up losing a tower in reply, and this is going to make them play more defensively and much slower, as we've seen them do all season long.
And look at that, Twisted Fate again down towards this bottom side. MYM starting to close in a little bit further. They're going to try and hook on to someone like Zoro0, who they just continue to back away from it. And now 4 men from MYM in middle. Difference this time around is that Lemondogs have at least 3, with a 4th coming into that mid lane to stop the next turret going down.
We'll see if Libic can get the on-hit slow onto Zoro0. He does have his flash though, and that was a massive chunk onto Libic. This is now all of a sudden put the pressure on them to back off. Bubble gets sidestepped. Lemondogs may want to pick a fight here.
Libic going so low from pretty much nothing that he could have done anything about there. Everything really stacking up nicely for the Lemondogs. Charu has now finally pushed that bottom lane back past the halfway point, and surprisingly enough, Nukeduck's going straight back down there to push it back in.
They're going to be doing that the entire time, and I wonder if MYM are going to put the brakes on until an Aegis of the Legion is picked up. The magic damage that's going to be coming down from Kennen, Twisted Fates, and Kog'Maw is going to be very difficult to deal with, and because there's an Aegis in Dexter's back pocket to help mitigate that magic damage from the Rise and the Karthus combo on MYM, I feel like that's probably going to be their focus for the time being. Get that universal MR up, and then look to pick a fight.
So a bit of a slower period in this game, as well, since we are so close, and since both of these teams need a win technically, even though they're at opposite ends of the table. It's, as I said, very strange right now to talk about the whole standings thing and what have you. Then it's no real surprise that we're seeing things being a little slower in pretty much all the games that we've had up until now today. We started off certainly very slow and then started to move forward a little quicker. We do have Dragon coming up here in just a little while, and Meteor Maker's actually not in position for this one this time around.
Mithy was thinking about that. He's got an Oracle's on. He gets locked up in place, and here goes MYM.
Yeah, taking a lot of damage through from that one, but look at this. Teleport actually is now coming down from Charu. Libic again takes a lot of damage, flashes away from Kog'Maw's ultimate, but Lemondogs not done with this one just yet. There is a Cataclysm coming in. Zoro off to the side, and there is the kill for Dexter. Wow, Requiem coming down here just to push them away. Actually, Thresh was very, very low. I didn't quite see where he was low from that one. Oh, he was actually back. He was actually back in spawn. He was actually back on the fountain there. So that's why I didn't see him. He'd already backed off and gone back to base. But either way, Lemondogs going to get themselves a dragon.
So
Crazy.
that's definitely something Lemondogs will be happy about at the end of the day. Destiny gets used. Gold card catches Cubon.
Yeah, going in onto him, but have they got the damage? Zoro coming around the side as well, but they've already got underneath the tower, but they may be able to have a tower away here.
25 minutes on the clock. I don't think we've seen a single slicing maelstrom from Kennen. That threat is ever present, and you can see MYM, they're afraid of it. A lot of damage has gone down onto the tower, and they don't want to pick a fight because Kennen can still just throw on that ultimate and shred through people's HP bars.
Yeah, and the thing is, while Zoro's flash stays up as well, even if Cataclysm, you know, traps him away from getting that full-on combo down, could always flash in there and really make the big impact that he's going for. Also working himself up towards that Zhonya's Hourglass as well. Already got the Seeker's Arm Guard in there, as is Nuke Duck as well on Twisted Fate. On the other side, Rod of Ages for both Ryze and Karthus, and a Void Staff now done for Charu.
Yeah, so a little bit different in terms of build. We do tend to see those Void Staffs a little later on in the builds, but when you consider that you've got the magic resistance on Zoro, he's gone for that Abyssal Scepter. The Runic Bulwark is already completed for Lemondogs, so that aura is going to be there for everybody. I think that's a very intelligent pickup for Charu to give a nice big spike to his damage in this mid-game period.
They're a little bit slower to get up to that Runic Bulwark, which both teams unsurprisingly going to have here, since we have double AP combo on both sides of things. Mithy right now, with the help of Dexter, just clearing out some wards. And it's interesting if you look at the minimap now and compare it to, say, 5 minutes ago, so how that's changed as Nuke Duck here taking a whole load of damage just from the layways there. Almost being taken out by Charu, who's going to back away. Got no Requiem to finish things off, but he's going to at least force Nuke Duck to back.
And very importantly, Charu realizes he can't chase a Lichbane Twisted Fate. The movement speed difference is too big, so once that Wall of Pain slow had worn off, Charu immediately backs away. That also makes Nuke Duck very wary now. So the next time they're going to be split pushing 1v1, Nuke Duck will be less inclined to pick a fight. Lemondogs, however, they've got a numbers advantage in the mid lane, and they might get a couple of auto attacks on the tower before falling back.
Yeah, look at that. That's a decision-making again coming out for Lemondogs. You see Charu and Kubon in that top lane there, and they say, well, they're up there. Let's move back from this one. No teleport on. Zoro has got minions with him in this bottom lane, and he's not quite going to be able to take it down, but doing decent damage to it. And that inner turret down there is definitely not healthy. Lemondogs pinging it. They're going to go for it.
Lemondogs have got the full 5-man team in this bottom lane. If a hook lands, you could expect him to tower dive. They've got a lot of good damage that can go down. See them backing away. It's actually MYM that commits.
Yeah, Charu going in there, and look at that Cataclysm holding him in place. We do see Requiem coming out. That'll get a kill on towards Nuke Duck, but the rest of the team able to walk off. You're 1-for-1, both mid laners going down.
So it does play into Lemondogs' favor because they managed to get their tower so extremely low. It's down to 42 hit points. So a warm breath of air, he's just going to knock out one over. The next time either of those lanes split push. But what you do see is they're trying to use this Kog'Maw as bait. Dexter and Mithy hanging around the side. If the death sentence lands, someone's going to be in trouble. If they step up for just a second, there's no vision for Lemondogs there. So if you manage to back away, that's a tiny bit late.
Yeah, a little bit. Just a tiny bit, though. I mean, as you said, no vision of it, so well, it's easy for us to say when we can see everything. It's like, oh my god, why don't you just throw it in there a little bit earlier, you know, as if you can read minds and stuff, but not quite the case here today. So let's have a look at the overall picture, because we're almost approaching that 30-minute mark. 6-5 in kills, 4-2 in turrets, both in favor of Lemondogs. The gold reflecting that as well, but it's only a 1,500 difference.
Okay, so it's 1,500 gold difference, and that's actually pretty good for MYM, considering there's a Twisted Fate for Lemondogs. And the fact that Lemondogs have been pushing the lanes and pushing the map so successfully, they've basically dictated where and when MYM can go. They've now picked a fight in Charu.
Yeah, there is a wall of pain coming down. Charu down to, well, pretty much knocked in here at this stage. Tab's going to finish off from the back, and there is the absolute terror that is Destiny coming in. Follow up quickly from Lemondogs.
Their focus is Baron. What I was trying to get to was that they're going to push these lanes. They've had impunity anywhere they go on the map. And I think they're going to set up vision control and then try to contest Baron. They've got Libic.
Oh, Libic hooked in. The Flay actually flashed away from there, but Slicing Maelstrom comes down. He's caught in the bubble, but the damage coming in there. Can they finish him off? Great Tidal Wave comes out, and they've up till now been able to walk from this. There's a stun though on Makata. He puts down his ultimate as well. And there's a blast from behind from Kog'Maw of Libic. And Makata somehow walk away, but they're walking away from the Baron, and that could be the telltale sign.
And they managed to land the Cataclysm. Insta-flash from Kuban as he gets away, but the flash is now down. So that tells him for the next couple minutes, if Dexter wants to slam dunk again, the opportunity is there. Rinse and repeat. Lemondogs will set up wards, clear the vision, and do that again in the next couple of minutes.
So, wards down. Have we seen any... Oh, we have seen a couple of items coming out here. Phantom Dance with Infinity Edge is now done for Makla's Caitlyn. On the other side, Blade of the Ruin King. Plus, what is now a Phantom Dancer as well. And needs to see Large Rod added in for Zoro Zero's Karen. So he's so very close to what could be an all-important Zhonya's Hourglass.
The biggest thing that separates these two AD carries is the lifesteal. Makla's only running 4% from his runes and masteries, and he's got no itemization as far as lifesteal is concerned. Whereas Kog'Maw has got 21%. So if any of these fights get drawn out or extended, it's going to be Tabs that's in the power position because he'll sustain through some of that damage as long as Kuban and Charu are not directly on top of him, bursting him down. And they've caught Makate.
They got the hook, but is that the target they want? Dexter actually going in there, and he's going to have to get out of this one. Uses the lantern for the quick escape. Not quite what they were expecting there, Lemondogs, I think, when they threw that Thresh hook down.
Yeah, a little bit of miscommunication. You could see that once Mithy landed, he backed away, and Dexter thought, hey, that's great, I'll go in. Realized he didn't have Cataclysm and needed to back off. MYM are shredding the Dragon down quickly. Gets stolen by Living Artillery.
Yeah, brilliantly done there. And are they going to be able to follow in? Mithy caught. He puts a box down to stop Meteormakers pushing through from that one. Lemondogs, looks like they want to go straight towards this middle lane now.
So they're going to be able to make this one work for them if they do. However, Dexter's not with them, so they'll back off. That was 180 damage from Living Artillery. That beat out Makate's Smite. Brilliant play from Tabs, and that just gives them this confidence boost and this psychological edge in their matchup.
Yeah, and Tabs is, I mean, knowing his personality, he's a player that when he gets into that confident mood, that's when he's at his most dangerous as a player, and especially as a champion like Kog'Maw, who's only getting stronger and stronger and stronger as things go along in this one. So we'll see how this next encounter all works out. But you know, for the sake of where we are, over half an hour into the game, the goal is still really, really close. If you took Twisted Fate's passive out of that one, they'd probably be right bang even now.
Yeah, it definitely would have dropped it down probably 1,500 or so if my math isn't too terrible. And the thing that is playing against MYM, they're not really playing the map. They're playing their opponent's champions, and they're waiting for the engages, they're waiting for spells to be down, and then they're picking fights. Lemondogs, on the other hand, they're just continually applying pressure on every single lane. We've seen solo laners pushing bottom, pushing top. They've been warding, they've used Baron as bait, and in general, Lemondogs just seem to be setting the tempo. If Mithy gets a good hook, this is an all-in from Lemondogs.
Well, that's what they were looking for as he gets hit there with that lay waste. He decides to back off. Wall of Pain coming down. Nukeduck says, no, thank you. I'm just going to get away from this. Actually flashing away there from Kuban, but they're still going to go in. Makata going very low. There's a Cataclysm coming down. Tidal Wave comes around the side. Lemondogs, are they going in or are they going out? They're not really decided by the looks of it. Half in, half out. They finish off another one, though, and that will be a 2-for-1. And Destiny's coming down now as well from Nukeduck. He pulls out the stun card. They're going to try and close in. There's the Caitlyn trap, which I'm not sure really, or the second one, wanted to stand on from that one, but they've got the kills and they might be able to put some pressure in that mid lane now.
So an exit kill into Libic at least sets Lemondogs up for the team fight win, 1v2. They're tanking up the tower, but if Zoro Zero goes low, Requiem is still available, and you can see he realized that and said, well, I don't want to be tanking that for too long.
Good decision, I think, overall. And that was a strange little fight there from Lemondogs. Half in there, half out, not really wanting to go down, and especially since that Zhonya's is up from 0-0, expected a little bit more aggression.
So there was two things that played into that. Number one, once the Cataclysm went down, the tidal wave from Libic actually prevented Nukeduck and Tabs from getting in instantly. It slowed them down, knocked them in the air, and made it more difficult. By time the tidal wave effect had worn off, Tabs and Nukeduck were in that sort of split, do we fight, do we not fight? And it was actually Mithy that said, yes, go, go, go. He got the hook onto Libic, and they at least got an additional kill. So well played by Libic to prevent that going even worse against MYM's favor.
So, more wards down towards Baron. Of course, not one being picked up just yet, as Makata here going to get caught. They are going to hog him in, but have they got enough damage to actually kill him out from this? He wants to get up towards Charu. Actually, the 0-0 is in there as well, but they're a little bit afraid to go in for this one. There's a side nicely dodged by Makata, who'll dredge line away to the wall. And Dexter actually came back through there thanks to the lantern. No fight. That's
going to be one of the classiest escapes I think I've ever seen. Makata just casually saunters away, sidesteps the knock-up from Jarvan and manages to get out. They finally get the tower down. The third of the game for MYM, and they still keep this game incredibly, incredibly close. One team fight win, convincingly, will result in a Baron for either team.
So let's have a look down some of the items recently finished. Runic Bulwark finally now for Makata after he did that bit of sidestepping magic over the other side. Service Embrace also now there for Rise. Void Staff for Twisted Fate. The Oracles all coming in, and then we're back to that Zhonya's that we saw a little bit earlier on picked up by Kennen, and now the Last Whisper being picked up by Makla.
That's probably the most important item pickup of the lot in the last couple of minutes, because Makla's positioning in that mid lane fight was very, very good. He didn't take any excess damage, he wasn't in a position to get focused, and thanks to Livic's protection, he was just laying down the hurt. With that Last Whisper, Infinity Edge, Phantom Dancer, those critical hits are going to destroy the relatively low HP targets of Lemondogs. They've got defensive statistics, but not all that much HP built up, so it'll play into their favor the longer Makla can stay alive.
So there's Mithy once again going about his way, clearing out the wards. And he's going to go towards red buff as well to make sure that that is completely empty. And that means that they've got, you know, deep ward coverage to spot Meteor Makers coming anywhere near a Baron if they do decide to start it off. But MYM coming straight from that lane side. He's going to walk straight in here towards Nukeduck, and there's the finisher. 0-0 gets it with a shuriken at the end.
Libic is just shredded. They managed to catch Makla.
That's bad news. Hook coming down onto the AD carry. Charu is going low as well. He's going to die without doing anything in that one. Finished off by 0-0. He's going to use the Requiem, but honestly, not going to do too much, and Nukeduck evens on the complete damage from it as well. Lemondogs are going to turn and burn for Baron.
This was such good positional play from Lemondogs. They had the vision advantage, so they made it work in their favor. A face check from Libic cost him his life, and then a very good hook onto Makla actually set that all up. He used a nice gun. They've even called Makata.
Oh, wow, that was great from Mithy. Hooking through, gets a lantern back there as well. Makata is going to go down. Baron, of course, is still up there as he hastes in the hole, sneaks onto Dexter, but didn't have enough damage here. And right now, Meteor Makers with two men around Baron are holding onto that position and stopping the Lemondogs from really doing it as they restart Baron.
So we do see that MYM are trying to challenge. Mithy's going to see if he can land a hook. They've caught Makla out. He does get a kill before going down, though.
Yeah, that's a 1-for-1. I wonder how Lemondogs are going to do with this one. Now, are they going to go back for Baron? No. They're all a little bit too low for Lycan as they go back for Kuban. He's going to face check straight in there. Exhausted down. He's going to get finished off here finally as a tidal wave comes in as well. That will slow them down going home, but they will be able to escape that one. And crazy stuff here around the Baron, kill for kill almost. Important thing for MYM was they didn't allow Lemondogs that Baron.
Yes, that's the most important thing. They denied the Baron, but they did give away 2 or 3 more kills that they should not have done so. This is one thing that you cannot be doing in this matchup, is face checking at this level of the game, especially against a Thresh who has just hit so many crucial hooks. I would go so far as to say I don't think Mithy's missed more than 1 or 2 hooks this entire game. When he's needed to land it, he has, and it's basically playing into their favor. Cogmore's 6-0-7.
That's scary thing. That's scary. That's a very, very scary thing here for Meteor Makers. I mean, how are they going to stop that with the protection that he's going to have coming in? I mean, we've got both AP champions there. The Kennen and the Twisted Fate now have got that Zhonya's Hourglass in there. The Void Staff's now being added in as well for Nuke Duck a little bit earlier on. Kennen's got another needlessly large rod along with that Abyssal Scepter, along with the Haunting guys from earlier on. So it's going to be hard for them to stop Tabs, and, well, you see it in his scoreline, they've not been able to do it yet.
Yeah, one of the things I also want to highlight about Nuke Duck's build that's really playing into his favor is he's picked up those alacrity enhancements on his boots. So not only has he got the movement speed from the Lich Bane, he's even running quicker thanks to that enhancement, which just allows him to stay out of range of the Wall of Pain, stay out of range of the relatively short-range Rise, and just keep himself at a safe position, continually throwing gold cards down and wild cards. Right now, Lemondogs realizing they no longer need the bait of Baron to win team fights. They're just going to man-mode it up down this mid lane.
Well,
or not.
Half man mode. We'll go with that one from there. I say, get halfway and like, nah, you know what, guys? Not feeling too comfortable with that one because the bottom lane right now is being pushed out somewhat. So we should probably think about getting rid of that. On the other hand, Baron's up and NYM are in the middle of the map, so they've got to make the right decision here.
Yeah, I definitely think the bottom lane's probably what made them say, okay, we want to do this. Ah, damn it, like we've got to deal with this bottom lane because it was a massive wave. So they sent Nuke Duck, who can respond quickly. He's got the quickest movement speed out of the whole team thus far, and he's going to be able to get in here quickly. Destiny is available. He's thrown it down so they can see MYM. MYM wisely back away. Look for Mythic to land a hook. That will be their go signal.
Michael actually keeping the Baron tagged up there and took a lot of damage for his thanks from that one. Lemondogs trying to keep MYM around Baron, but at the same time, Nuke Duck is pushing through. He doesn't have Destiny,
Charu's teleporting mid. So Charu just teleported. He's got Home Guard boots on. He's coming in behind Kog'Maw.
And there we go. Ultimate coming in. And look at Lemondogs. They're having to run towards Meet Your Maker's base as the tidal wave comes around. There's a 3-man cataclysm coming in as Charu is now very low. He's going to be finished off as Limit goes down. Zoro going to be using the Zhonya's. He will die as the Requiem comes down. Nuke Duck managing to Zhonya's the entire damage from that one. But they're completely out-positioned here. Ace in the hole goes through. Nuke Duck takes that one and Meet Your Makers have defended it.
So well played by Meet Your Makers. They used the teleport probably for the first effective time this game. Charu using that Home Guard movement speed boost to come in behind. They got a 2-for-2 trade, but they did lose the inhibitor turret. So good play from Nuke Duck to get enough damage down to take that out. And it just means that if Lemondogs make the same play again, it'll be an inhibitor that gets down, taken down for them.
So we go back to a more passive, let's get everything out of the jungle, see what we can buy up for the next time that we're going to dance around by that Baron. And we see a Rabadon's Death Cap for Kennen, Spirit of the Spectral Wraith as well for Rise.
Now that is a massive, massive pickup. Cubon's Rise, he's got his Spirit Visage completed, Magic Resist plus bonus from regenerative effects. You've then got the Spirit of the Spectral Wraith, which is going to give him Spell Vamp. On top of the Spell Vamp he gains from his ultimate, which means as long as he's continually casting spells, he's going to be practically unkillable in these team fights. So that means the onus is on Cubon to be in a good position to make these fights work for MYM.
Positioning certainly is going to be a massive thing coming in. And is Baron going to get started off? Yes, it is. Tab starts hammering away on that one. Meet Your Makers don't have Charu anywhere near, and he's got no teleport. He used that in that last fight. That could be the key thing from this one. It's a 5v4 as Mithy gets the hook into one. Makata gets hit there by Dex, who's going to want to make sure that Baron is keep going down. Yeah, 2,700 it's on. Kubon getting caught from this one. Lemondogs, though, back away, and they've held it up here long enough, Meet Your Makers, and the Baron didn't reset.
No, here comes Destiny, it's in. There's a massive fight.
Here we go, Dexter right into the middle of them. Tabs is going to get hit by the depth charge, but Makata has fallen very low. He's still alive, though, somehow. Dredgeline his way away from that one. Charu right on the top of them as well. Where is the Requiem? It's not off cooldown. There is Ace in the hole going through. Zoro tanks that one up for Tabs, and that will be, in the end, a big brawl, but only a 2-for-1.
2-for-1 fight, which MYM came out ahead. Again, this is going to give them a lot of confidence, and Libic is the man of the match as far as that fight is concerned. His tidal wave completely reset Lemondogs' engagement, and because Zoro didn't have flash available, he wasn't able to get in range to use Slicing Maelstrom. The one thing that didn't work in their favor, Cubon got melted by Tabs' Kog'Maw. Cubon needs to avoid Cog and hit everyone else if he wants to stay alive in team fights.
never-ending Baron dance is what we're seeing from this one. And well, as we said before, no team wants to make a mistake, and if they realize they're making a mistake, they back off, as we are going to see the speed coming out there for Makata. Actually going to get the grab on towards Zoro. He gets tied up, uses the Zhonya's though. Will he be able to turn around? Makata is being shredded down and finished off there by Zoro. Libic trying to run away. There's a stun card onto Q with the wild card. Caught Libic at the back as well, and that is 3 kills, a 50-second spawn time, a 1-minute spawn time here for Kubon.
The possibility to finish is here for Lemondogs. They have all 5 members up. They've even managed to catch Makla out. He's just going to get melted by Nuke Duck as he secures himself yet another kill. Inhibitor is down, and the pressure is on Charu to somehow defend. Can he survive?
No, he can't. He's going down from this one. Double kill actually coming out from Nuke Duck in the end. The Requiem will fall, but there's the Zhonya's. He will avoid all that damage coming in, and Lemondogs are going to push off. 20 seconds for Makata and Libic to come back into the game, but they're not going to get into this one quick enough, and the Lemondogs are finally going to beat their MYM curse, win this game, and bring it